Hello, everyone. Welcome to Superhero Deep Dive. I am your host, Jason, and I have an episode scheduled today that I was looking forward to for a while because I have always been intrigued by this character, and I can't wait to share him with you. So, before I do, let me give my normal disclaimers, get those out of the way, and all that good stuff. The information is pulled from different sources across the internet and may or may not be completely complete, but they do give a really good insight on the current superhero. If I leave stuff out, it's normally because I don't feel it's that important to the character or to their development. Like something may have happened, but then it may have been retconned or reversed later, or just ignored altogether. It may be something that just wasn't that terribly interesting, like didn't have a good outcome, and wouldn't really impact who the character is. So, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, requests for future episodes, I get those quite often. If you have any kind of fun facts you'd like to add, anything I may have missed, please, my door is wide open. Feel free to let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, great. I upload new videos every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and the channel is called Superhero Deep Dive. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram under Super Deep Dive. I haven't posted in a while, but I'll get back to it, I promise. It's just work has been crazy lately. And also, if you are, or you can also listen to me on internet radio on Outworld Fleet Radio, which is www.un-conventional.com/radio. And they air my show every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the day. So yeah, okay. Oh, and if you are able to, please comment, like, subscribe on YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive. It would mean a whole lot to me to grow my audience. With that, help me kind of help me get through the algorithm. And if I can get up to 500 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. So I am just waiting on that. All right. Anyways, today and I'm sorry, one last thing. You can email me directly. I get emails quite frequently. It's B4itall, so B4itall at yahoo.com. Like I said, everything is always open. I welcome the conversation, and I think it's great. I love going back and forth with people. So, anyways, this week I am covering the hero Ragman from DC Comics. It's a funny looking guy. He almost looks like the Spectre, with the hood and everything, but he's just covered in, like, his suit looks like it's covered in rags or made a patchwork of rags. But there's a lot to him, and he's actually pretty exciting. His real name is Rory Regan, or Regan. He was originally presented as a man of Irish descent. The character was later revised to have a Jewish heritage, with his family name originally being Raganowitz. And a connection to the Golem of Prague, who is a figure in Jewish folklore, in a 1991 miniseries. The same miniseries, which kind of established his character, established Ragman's costume as a suit of souls, repeatedly drawing him into conflict with mystical threats and granting him the power and skills of the souls it has collected. The suit sometimes desires to collect new souls, forcing Ragman to exert great will if he doesn't wish the suit to do so. In his original stories, Ragman is a Vietnam vet who is simultaneously electrocuted alongside his father and a group of family friends. While the others die, Rory survives. I'm going to have a really hard time saying his first name. Rory survives and inexplicably gains their collective skills and strengths. Wearing a costume his father made out of rags, he uses these abilities to protect the neighborhood from criminals. Starting in 1991, however, Rory Regan's origin, I'm just going to say Ragman. Ragman's origins and nature were revised, making him a Vietnam veteran of Jewish heritage who inherits the mystical suit of souls following his father's death at the hands of criminals. Worn by many champions over the centuries, each patch of the costume possesses the soul of a corrupt person who offers their skills, knowledge, protection, and strength to Ragman in order to earn redemption and release. Which is awesome. That's such a cool thing. Like, such a cool premise. The series Shadow Pack said Ragman's costume was first created in 1812 BC and has taken on different forms in different eras. But this idea has not been recognized in other stories. And in 2017, a revised version of Ragman was introduced with the new origin, appearance, and nature. I personally love the 1991 version, where it's connected to the Golem of Prague. It's a suit of corrupted souls. It's just super cool to me. A Vietnam veteran, Ragman had grown up helping his father, a junkman who owned a pawn shop named Rags and Tatters. His father always dreamed of making a better life for Rory and constantly promised that someday he would make Ragman rich. While drinking with his friends one night, his father discovered $2 million United States dollars stuffed inside an old mattress that had been pawned just recently. He and his friends decided to hide the money for Rory, since they were too old to truly benefit from it. The money turned out to be the loot from an armored car heist, and when the Hoods came back to the shop to get it, they shot down some electrical wires and used them to torture Rory's father and his friends into revealing where the money was hidden. Rory arrived soon after, and seeing his father in agony, attempted to free him from the wires. The final shock of power ran through the old men and grounded out at Rory, knocking him unconscious. When he regained consciousness, his father and friends were dead, and the Hoods responsible were gone. Using a costume made out of old rags that his father had bought it from a stranger before he died and left a note saying Rory could wear it to a costume party, he became the Ragman, the tatterdemalion of justice. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. I got a text message from my father because I am recording on Father's Day and I can't wait to go see him later. So we're going to get through this. Alright, Rory appeared to have gained the physical abilities of the men who were electrocuted, since they were all touching as the final current of electricity flowed through them and into Rory. He gained an acrobat's agility, a strongman's strength, and a boxer's skills. That's pretty cool. In his pre-crisis incarnation, Ragman was Irish, not Jewish, as explicitly stated in the letters page of Ragman number 3. Okay, Ragman is a junkman doing good in his community by buying used items from people who need money. The suit of rags that he wears, as mentioned above, was originally just a costume made from materials found around the rag shop, Rags and Tatters, that he shared with his father. This was retconned in a 1991 8-issue series, and currently each of the patches in the suit is made from the soul of an evildoer that Ragman had punished and absorbed. The absorption of these souls caused a problem for Rory at one point, when the evil souls hungered for murder and finally freed themselves of Ragman. It was only with the support of Batman and Ragman's old friend Rabbi Luria that he regained control, though at the cost of Luria's life. Ragman's powers have increased since then, and currently he can absorb souls into his costume. With each new soul added, a rag is added, and he can call upon the souls in his costume to lend them their attributes or power. And he is also a very proficient magic user. So that's pretty cool. They kind of like cleaned him up some. Now Ragman was temporarily trapped in a limbo dimension of his own cloak. He met the soul of an ancient centurion working off his crimes, and this man, Marcus Liberius, first saved him from the beating from several other murderous souls that were giving Rory. Marcus reveals that the cloak was actually the Great Collector artifact, which has been in existence in many forms since the time of Abraham. Ragman then, in Rory's line, have been in action since 1812 BC, and Marcus also helped Rory, who had become disenchanted with the job of collecting corrupted souls, to see that he is not a punisher, but actually a redeemer, allowing a better afterlife for those who work for it. This work usually takes a form of suffering on Rory's behalf. Like, for example, Ragman had been recently blinded by magic. Marcus willingly takes his blindness on, adding to previous injuries he had suffered. This last sacrifice allows Marcus Liberius, in the full view of the rest of the Shadow Pact, to ascend to a higher realm. So that's awesome. Like, that's so much that you can do with that. Alright, now his powers. The original pre-crisis incarnation of Ragman possessed the physical abilities of his father's friends who died in front of him. This includes the strength of a circus strongman, the fighting skills and stamina of a heavyweight boxer, and the agility of a world-class acrobat. This version of Ragman wears a costume of ordinary patchwork cloth made by his father. But as established in 1991, the post-crisis incarnation of Ragman wears a suit of souls, made of corrupted souls different Ragmen have encountered over the centuries. This collection of souls lend their power to Ragman, giving him superhuman strength, speed, and stamina, as well as mystical abilities such as gliding on air currents, mentally manipulating his cloak and rags to attack or ensnare others, and being able to sense magical and demonic forces. The suit protects Ragman in a few different ways, healing him from injuries, shielding him from physical and magical attacks, or temporarily dispersing his body as a collection of rags so that the attacks simply pass through him. On at least one occasion, the suit protects Ragman from the vacuum of space and provides him air to breathe. If he focuses, Ragman can mentally connect with the souls, making up his suit, and speak to each one individually to draw on their knowledge. The Suit of Souls automatically materializes around the current Ragman when they are all to answer an act of evil, or when Ragman is in danger and needs power. Ragman's Suit of Souls is drawn to evil people and hungers for new souls to absorb. Ragman can allow this or attempt to restrain the rags, as the person targeted will die in the process. The suit seems only to absorb souls it deems truly evil and who have faced no justice. The suit would not be able to absorb the soul of supervillain Blue Moon, who had already served time in prison, thus not requiring special punishment. The suit would also not attack teenager and hero Billy Batson, who they deemed innocent, and thus couldn't be harmed. Taking a soul adds a new patch of cloth to the suit and increases Ragman's power, though the process of acquiring a new soul causes Ragman to feel ill temporarily. It has been indicated that some souls are released after helping Ragman for long enough time, while others leave and gain redemption only after they also understand how their actions in life were harmful. The number of souls Ragman suits possess is unknown, but he remarks it's somewhere over 100. Now, in the 2006 series Shadow Pact, it's said that the suit can take on other forms and has done so repeatedly over the years, appearing as a cloak in ancient Egypt, a spear during the Roman Empire, and a dagger in Victorian England. Subsequently, the stories do not reference this as part of the suit's nature. And in the 2017 Ragman miniseries, a version of Ragman is presented with a different origin in nature, and in this version of the character, the suit can absorb the souls of anyone, not just the corrupt. Those souls act as fuel for Ragman's powers and are released when their energy is spent. Now, I don't really like that one. It's just a personal preference. I like the whole kind of redemption arc that it gives, and it makes it a little bit more like there's a little bit more conflict. But that's his history and powers. It's pretty crazy, right? This sounds pretty awesome. But let's go over some fun facts. Fun facts: he is nicknamed the Tatterdemalion of Justice. And Ragman appears in Arrow, portrayed by Joe Dinoco. This version is the sole survivor of a nuclear destruction of Haven Rock and wears ancient rags from the Deverum era. He first appears in Season 5 episode The Recruits, where he comes to Star City to seek vengeance by attacking Evan Wander and Janet Carroll, the Vice President and CEO of Ameritech, or Amertech, however it's pronounced, who developed the nuclear missiles that destroyed Haven Rock. While contesting with Tobias Caron, Oliver Queen Green Arrow convinces him that his quest for vengeance to go to become a hero, and he agrees to join Green Arrow's team. In Bratva, when the team travels to Russia, Rory is willing to risk his life to stop a nuclear bomb by enclosing it within his suit. Although he survives, he reveals that his rags have lost their power. Considering himself a liability without his powers, Rory leaves the team, but tells Felicity Smoke that he will return. And in Season 7, Rory has a cameo appearance as part of the Emerald Archer documentary, where his identity is made public, and returns to Star City over Oliver Queen's funeral, where he helps Teen Arrow rescue Oliver's son, William. Whew, that was a lot in that. And in Justice 2, Ragman is briefly mentioned during a pre-fight interaction between Green Arrow and Scarecrow, where Green Arrow will mockingly quip, "Oh no, it's Ragman!" I don't know if that's necessarily in reference to the Ragman, or the fact that Scarecrow looks like he is wearing a, like a scarecrow, like he's made of rags. But whatever, it's still fun to put. But there's some fun facts. What do you guys think of this character? Do you like their potential? Do you like what version of it? Do you like just the 4 things, like the strongman, the boxer, the acrobat? Do you like that version? Do you like the one where it takes corrupted souls, or do you like the hardcore version where it takes every soul? Like, it doesn't matter. I'm personally a fan of the corrupted souls version, the second version. It has longevity, and it plays out well. But let me know. Like I said, if you are watching on YouTube, or if you aren't watching on YouTube, go to YouTube. Go to my channel, Superhero Deep Dive. Turn the video on, and put it on mute if you want, and do other things. I don't care. As long as you subscribe and hit the like button, or whatever, and I get the watch hours, because that would help me out a ton. It would help me out more than you guys know. But leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because that's where a lot of the discussions happen. That and emails. I get lots of emails. But yeah, let me know what you think. I am such a big fan of the corrupted souls, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit with the power expansions. But I see so much potential in this character, and I think that it's just a matter of time before other people do too. Like, other people of direct influence, I guess. But let me go. Oh, and like I said, you can message me or comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff on YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive. You can send me a message or comment on Twitter or Instagram under Super Deep Dive, and I always use the hashtag Superhero Deep Dive. And you can email me directly if you like it. B4itall, so B4itall at yahoo.com. Alright, now we're going to do the power expansions. And this is kind of my favorite part, because this is where I take the information and I go and see if it would be good as a comic book, as a movie, as an animated series, as a live action series. Like, what do we need to do? Would it be good as a one-shot? Would they not be good in anything, really, just as a cameo character? If we cast them, who are we casting them as? All that good stuff. Like, what's the story? So, I have always loved this character because he tied into Jewish folklore and mythology in general. Now, mythology in general has always been an interest of mine, especially things that could actually be religious in nature. And with that being said, I think Ragman could have an amazing future in the DC universe with his own comic series. And that's where I want to start, but I want to start with a serious comic series. He needs it to be dark and gritty, though. Like, taking on the underworld, where he's drawn to more mystical and religious crimes. And he can even be comparable to Constantine the movie. Dealing with demons and angels and stuff like that. So not just mystical, but like in the more religious mystical kind of thing. So let's make a quick storyline with this. Let's have him come across some Jewish talisman while stopping some robbery, or Jewish artifact in general. as he investigates that, he starts to learn about his costume powers and the history it involves. Like with this, he ends up being drawn to more artifacts which could be used to lead to the big bad guy. Like maybe, and I don't know off the top of my head, but like if there's a DC equivalent to the biblical Lilith, or someone that has figured out how to use golems, like just a Jewish wizard, but that's not the right word. I just don't know the proper word. But and that's no disrespect to any belief system, Jewish or otherwise. It's my own ignorance, so I will own that. I just don't know any other proper terms. So please forgive me if it is crossing any lines. I hope it's not, but it's said with love and endearment. So basically, anyways, he's got to save the world from some crazy Jewish bad guy. And their golem apocalyptic nightmare, while at the same time learning about his powers and the responsibilities it has as a redeemer. And which I really love. Like, I think the story could be amazing, and if you throw mystical heroes in for cameos, like Doctor Strange, Zatanna, Constantine himself, it could really do well long term. Hell, we can even throw like Blue Devil and Red Devil in there, to see how the soul looks, or how the suit looks at the souls, because there can be dialogue between the suit itself, you know. So I mean, think of it like, what I really love is he's these dead people's last chance of redemption for a better afterlife, and it's going to take trust from the Ragman and the sacrifice of all those he's got in his suit to overcome the adversity. Just like with the Marcus Liberius story, where, you know, he fought off some of the more evil souls to protect Ragman, and then he even sacrificed his vision, and in doing so, was able to move on to a higher plane. So I think that's awesome. Like, what a cool story. And you can even throw in some people that refuse to help and get banished down below, like to a lower plane, you know, or something like that. But this has an amazing story of potential redemption, and you can even throw in a twist where the Ragman was originally a bad soul, and so by helping the world and helping these people get a second chance, he in himself is actually getting redemption. Like, so what if he was the criminal that stole the talisman in the beginning of my idea, and then, you know, he realizes what it's for and kind of gets a change of heart, and in doing so, things start to manifest in his favor, you know, and then he's got to do all this. Like, what do you guys think? I think that would be an amazing story, and I think it would have longevity, because there's always souls that need to be taken. You can even have stuff like Felix Faust could be a villain for him, because he's dealt with stuff like that. What about Vandal Savage? You know, the immortal. You how can you take his soul? I mean, he's immortal, so it's not like he can just die from it, or can he? You know, what if he teams up with Batman and takes on like Ra's al Ghul, because the League of Assassins deals with stuff like that, and the Lazarus Pit automatically has some kind of religious connotation with just the name. So there's a lot that can be done, but I would love to hear you guys' idea. There's a couple people, Anton, I'm looking at you specifically, that love to give their own takes, and I absolutely love it. So let me hear what you guys have to think. I'm gonna head out for now, but in the meantime, guys, like I said, if you watch this on YouTube, or even if you don't, go check me out on YouTube. It's Superhero Deep Dive. I'd really appreciate the comment, the like, the subscribes. Like I said, if you play my videos, like I have it on a playlist, so if you just set the playlist to go and then turn it on mute on the tab, you can do other stuff, just play it in the background, but it'll give me watch hours. and help me beat the algorithm, so I can expand the channel even further. If I get up to 500 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway, and then I'll do another giveaway at 1,000. So let's get the first milestone first, and then we'll move on to the next one. You can always email me at b4itall, so b4itall@yahoo.com. And you can also, catch me on Twitter and Instagram under Super Deep Dive. Comment, follow me, whatever, and it's all cool. I'm all up for it. I use the hashtag superherodeepdive. And if you have nothing better to do and you can access it on your work computer during the day, you can catch me on Outworld Fleet Radio at www.un-con-ventional.com/radio, and they air my show and a lot of other shows. But my show airs every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the day. So with all that being said, I'm going to step away. I'm going to go get some stuff done and visit my dad on Father's Day, because he is awesome. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you all stay blessed. Stay happy, stay safe, stay smart, and if you're not smart, don't get caught. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.